Hello and welcome to the first video of the new year, at least for me. Today also marks my 1-year anniversary of being on YouTube, and I wanted to use this opportunity to not just share with you some of the cool new things I've picked up over the last month or so, but also to do a year in review and then look ahead to next year and talk about some plans that I have coming up for year 2. And that's my cat feeder. That was new too, but that's not part of this video. First, I wanted to share just some random odds and ends that I picked up right at the end of 2022. A new store opened up in our only existing mall around here called Bintastic, and it's one of those Amazon returns reseller stores. If you go on the first day that they put out new merchandise, everything is $10. It doesn't matter what it is. Over the next few days, the price gets lower and lower until you're at $1. And then whatever's left over, they sell you for $1. Over Christmas, I went with my mom and my brother's girlfriend, and we just decided to go see what they had available. So the first few things I have, I picked up for $5 each. So I picked up these like silicone beads. I have no idea what I'm going to use them for, but I really loved the color scheme of them. They were $5. And I looked them up on Amazon and I couldn't find anything exactly what this was, but very similar packages sold for about $25. So for $5, that was kind of a steal. If I didn't have enough crafts already, they had spools and spools and spools of macrame supplies. So I picked up this ginormous spool of macrame thread, and it comes with little wooden beads and things. So they had them in a bunch of colors, but I picked up army green and navy blue. So I've never done macrame before, but if you have, send me ideas, because I guess I need another craft. And then I think the big thing that I am most excited for, so I picked up this set of dusty pink velvet curtains for $5. And I think on Amazon they're like maybe 40, 50, 60 bucks, depending on what retailer you go through. But I intended to pick these up to use as fabric, but I've got some other plans that I'm working on coming up in the hopefully near future that I think I can use these for something else. All in all, I think I spent 20 bucks, 5, 10, 15, yeah, 20 bucks. And I got a lot of really cool stuff that I'm pretty excited about. And then we went back on the dollar day. I got some just general like odds and ends. I picked up these little brass hooks. I think they go up like on a wall, but when I go to craft markets, I always want things to hang bracelets or whatever for $1 each. And then I have a larger version of it with a stand that I picked up for $1. So I was really excited about those. And then I grabbed these little die cuts. They're just in this like teardrop avocado shape. And there's 3 different sizes for them. But what I'm really excited about for these is that I can make earrings, because curves are really hard to cut in leather. So I made this little earring out of a leopard printed cowhide. I also kind of wonder if I make a lot of these little teardrop shapes, could I make something that looks like scales? Almost like an armor plate or something with scales. So that's gonna be a big, hefty project that I think I'm going to attempt somewhere down the road. But those are my Bintastic finds, and I'm really excited for all of them. Hopefully I can learn how to do some macrame, maybe. And yeah, I'll let you know how that part goes. Might do a learn macrame with me sort of thing. This last year has far exceeded any expectation that I set up for it. Last January, I kind of on a whim, but also not really on a whim, told my husband, I think I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and just see what happens. A year later, I'm sitting at over 2,400 amazing subscribers, and I think we have built this really cool community of people that just want to try to make stuff but don't want the pressure of having to do it perfectly, because we're doing this for ourselves and not for anybody else. So now that I'm at the 1-year mark, I am just so proud of myself for doing this for a year, for getting to the point where I'm monetized. I'm not making any money, but I could if I tried hard enough. And building a community of people that think like I do, that think that Sewing shouldn't be as hard as it looks, so if we could find ways to simplify it, then why don't we do that? And so, like I said, I'm just so proud of where I have come, and I am so excited for the next year. I'm gonna jump into some of the other things that I picked up recently, but I want to talk about where I see this going in this coming year. And hopefully there are things that are exciting to you and that you'd want to stick around for. That's really my big goal, is to do things that people want to stick around for. So the next thing I want to talk about is leather. If you are not a leather crafter or you have no intention on being a leather crafter, I'm gonna put a timestamp to the fabric haul down at the bottom. But if you wanna hear kind of some of my leather projects coming up, stick around. One of my founding tenets of this whole channel is to make sewing, maybe, but crafting in general, just feel more accessible. And I wanna do the same thing with leather crafting. So this was my quarantine skill that I picked up. Being stuck in the house, I just needed something to do with my hand. And for some reason, I decided that leather work was gonna be what I was gonna try. I have found it so incredibly addicting because I feel like you get pretty good payoff pretty quickly. Right at the end of 2022, my favorite leather supplier, Acadia Leather, started doing grab bags for 220 bucks. In this $220 grab bag, but really it was like 70 pounds of leather, you get 200 square feet in various sides and colors and weights and all of that great stuff. If you live in the United States and you want to get started in leatherwork, as of releasing this video, they still have these grab bags available. I'll link them in the description below. I am not sponsored by them. I just adore them. When I got this grab bag full of different types of leathers, I was so inspired to make the things that I had been kind of dreaming of making, but didn't want to spend $200 on a single side to practice. For example, I've had in my head this idea of doing a leather satchel sew-it-yourself kit. I didn't want to just practice on an expensive piece of leather. So when I got this grab bag, there was this really great side in there of natural color leather that was pretty thick, and it had a big old burn mark in the middle, so I didn't care if I messed it up. And what I ended up making was this. Now, it's not perfect. None of this is perfect. Clearly, it's a little like smushy at the bottom, and the closures need a little bit of work as well. But this is really what I was thinking. If I can cut the pieces out, punch all the holes, give you all of the supplies you need, then if you have never done a piece of leather work in your life, you would be able to put this together. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a great, I'm gonna say, beginner project, even though it looks complicated. So I cannot recommend Acadia Leather highly enough. Let me show you some of the stuff that I got. Along with that natural leather that they sent, I also got a couple of sides of lightweight, almost like bag lining. You can tell it's really soft, it's pliable. One of my 2023 goals for leatherwork is going to be making a pair of shoes, and making a pair of shoes that I can wear the whole day. I already have a pair of mules that I made that they look fine, but they're not comfortable to wear all day. So I think I can make a pair of black loafers. So I'm really excited to give that a try and use this for it. I also got, I think, 3 or 4 sides of this. This is a really nice reddish brown with this sort of shiny finish. I think if I can get my satchel pattern set the way I want it to, I'm gonna make the first few out of this and send them to friends, or maybe offer up a couple to viewers to test out and see how it goes. And then one of the wild card things they sent me was this side of dark green, heavy, pebbly something. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make out of it, but it's really cool, and this is not something I ever would have picked up for myself. If you have the kind of money to invest in this grab bag, you can pick up a cheap set of tools on Amazon. I can put some links in the description for that as well, and really give it a shot. because leatherwork has been so much more rewarding than I thought it would be. And I make some pretty cool stuff, and I give away some pretty great stuff for like Christmas gifts. They feel expensive. If you wanted to sell things as well, leather bags are easy to sell. They are easy to sell. So anyway, that's my leather stuff. Let's talk about fabric, and let's talk really about what this channel is going to be in the next year. You guys know I have a weakness for fabric. I just do. I can't help it. I can't help it. If I see good fabric in the store, I'm probably gonna pick it up, especially if it's at a great price. Right at the beginning of the year, I went thrifting at Goodwill and I picked up a piece of linen. I think there's like 3 or 4 yards of this. You might be surprised to learn that this used to be bright purple. I mean, Barney purple. While that's not a totally offensive color, it is not something that I wanted to make a big piece of clothing out of. So I found a bunch of rip dye that I had under my sink in scarlet and in chocolate brown, and I mixed it all together and I threw it in just to see what would happen, and I ended up with this lovely burgundy scarlet sort of color. And so now I'm really excited to make something out of this. So that was a pretty big win. And then just yesterday, I went to a local place that does fabric discounting. I can't get up there all the time, but when I went up there yesterday, I found out they were going out of business, and over the next few months, they are going to be trying to liquidate their stock. I'm gonna insert some video that I've taken in a couple of my visits there. This place is enormous, absolutely enormous, and they just have bolts and bolts and bolts and bolts of fabric, as well as other odds and ends and just weird shit that you look at and you go, I think I could use that. So as I'm walking around yesterday, one of those what is this things comes across my radar, and it is this. I have no idea what this is used for. It's almost like quilt batting between 2 layers of interfacing. That's what this kind of feels like. It's been, you know, kind of crimped together on a regular intervals. The lady said I could have a spool of it for free. How do you say no to free things? That takes me to goal number 1 for 2023. Accumulate less shit. I'm failing so far. In all honesty, I picked this up because I thought, you know what, this might be a really good way to pad up straps for bags, maybe make dog collars with it, so sandwich it between a couple layers of canvas. I do have uses for this, but it does not go along with my accumulate less stuff in 2023 goal, but I'm still excited about it. Along with accumulating less stuff, I do want to go into this year cleaning some things out. In one of my next videos, we're gonna do a closet clean out because I have butt loads of clothes. I have either gained weight or I don't like the style of these clothes anymore. So we need to clean that out so we can at least start this year as fresh as possible. And then I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna clean stuff out, and then I'm going to go get dressed one day and go, where is blank? And then I'm going to have the urge to go out and find it in a thrift store. And if I go shopping for clothes in a thrift store, I'm going to get things that I don't need. So instead, goal number 2 for this year is I want to work on creating like a capsule wardrobe. And part of that process is going to be making the things that I want for that wardrobe. Right now, I can tell you that the one thing that I'm desperately lacking are pants. And so at the fabric store yesterday, I picked up a bunch of fabric that I can use for pants. So let me show you that. First, I got this gray suiting. I haven't tested this yet to see what it's made of. My guess is that this is polyester, or at least part polyester. Actually, I haven't tested any of them, so I think we should test them now. Oh God. Okay. One of the big downfalls of this fabric place is that with garment fabrics, they don't always label everything. So when I buy stuff there, I just assume that it's polyester until I find out otherwise. Yeah, this is polyester. Ugh. And I know what you're gonna say. Katie, aren't you trying to get away from polyester? I absolutely am. The reason why this place is an exception is that they buy overstocks, they buy dead stock fabrics, they buy them at auctions, and this is stuff that was not produced specifically for them. While it's not natural fabrics, and there's a part of me that hates that, there's another part of me that can reconcile it and say, it wasn't produced specifically for this store, and it wasn't produced specifically for me. I bought bought 5 yards of this. I actually bought 5 yards of all of these fabrics, and this was $5 a yard, and then I got 40% off everything. So I think that ends up being like $2.60 a yard. Ultimately, this was like 15 bucks. Next up, I got another gray. It's just a heathered gray. Again, 5 yards for this. This was $6. After 40% off, it comes out to whatever this amount is over here. I bet this is gonna be polyester too. Yeah, this is polyester too. But I got 5 yards of it, and it's gonna make really good pants, and I think I can probably squeeze out some sort of like top for it as well. And then finally for fabrics, I picked up, oh, forgot that I picked this up. This was one of their just fresh cuts. It's like a black sateen. I think it was only like $10 for the whole 3 yards and 40% off. It's got little stripes in it, and I think it'll make nice little paints. So let's see. Oh, this has some sort of natural fabric in it. I think this actually has cotton in it. It definitely has some polyester, but it also has some natural fibers in there. Well, that's exciting. And then last one, I need light colored pants as well. So I picked this up. It has kind of a window pane, blue and light brown striping in it. Was really excited for this. This was $5 a yard. I picked up 5 yards, and these are all, whatever this wide is, 52, 54, something like that. This just feels like it should be pants. And when I told the woman that I was making pants, she's like, "Oh, that's a great idea." And I was like, I know. Probably also huh. So there's less polyester in this, and there's definitely more natural fiber. I wish I knew exactly what it was, but that's good. That's great. Out of all of them, I was the most excited about this stuff. So I'm really happy that it's a little more natural than the rest of it. So in total, I got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, I got 18 yards of fabric and the spool for free. And then I got a couple little odds and ends. They had brass zippers for $1. And then you got 40% off of that. So I picked up 8 of these little zippers. They are navy blue with the brass, and mainly I picked them up to do bags with. I could put them in pants if I wanted to. And then finally I picked up a couple of kilt pins. So I got 4 of these. So I got 2 in gold, and then I got 2 in silver that have these little heads on them. And these were 33 cents a piece with a 40% discount. So in total, I ended up spending less than $70 for all of this. And I was really excited about that. As I look ahead to the future of this channel, there are things that I'm absolutely going to continue doing. I'm going to continue trying to make sewing things as accessible as possible and to learn as much as I can as I go along. What I have said from the beginning, that it's okay to fail and it's okay to make mistakes, will forever be true. In no way, shape, or form am I presenting myself as an expert on any of the things that I talk about, because I'm not. I'm still learning. I am still trying to refine whatever small skills I have. And personally speaking, there are things that I still need to improve on. I can wrap my head around everything else, but closures, they're just tough, and that's okay. I'm gonna work on getting better at those. So I also want to get back to some basics. There's a part of me that wants so much to do the big, complicated sewing challenges or what have you. And I'm gonna do those as well because I want to maybe try a costume or two. I wanna make some stays and I wanna make a corset, and like I said, with the leather, I wanna make shoes. But I also want to go back to basics, as much for myself as for everybody that watches. I need shirts that fit the way I want them to fit, but I need them in basic colors like black and white. I'm gonna be working on that too, and I think that'll go along with making a capsule wardrobe. I guess my third goal for this channel is going to be doing a workshop upgrade. And I've got some things in motion right now that, as long as they fall into place, I am going to have a workshop that I think I'm gonna wanna spend every single day in. And I am just so excited for that. And I'm excited to have a place to record. My husband is, he is eternally supportive on every crazy adventure thing that I say I wanna do. And he has just been my #1 fan for this channel since day one. But for some reason, I get so like self-conscious when he's in the house and I wanna record, because it's still weird to talk to myself in my workshop. This is weird. So either I have to wait until he leaves, or I have to ask him to leave the whole house, and he lives here. Anyway, that's a me problem, but I think I'm gonna resolve it with my workshop plants, and I'm just so excited for that. And I'm excited to show it to you guys because you guys are the reason why I'm going down that direction in the first place. I think it's gonna be pretty great. And then goal number 4, I guess, is to roll with it. See how this goes. See where this all takes me. I hate to even say this out loud. One of my goals for this channel is to maybe get to like 10,000 subscribers by next year. That seems so ridiculous and so, I don't know, something, but I never thought I would make it to 2,400. So let's go for 10,000 and have fun along the way. Anyway, I hope that you all have the most wonderful year that you've had in a long time. I hope that I get to play some part of it along the way, and I cannot wait to show you guys what's coming up because I'm so excited to make all the things in my head become a reality. So thank you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know, maybe want to hit the button. I don't know, maybe not. Give this video a like, and I will see you guys next time where we will clean out my closet because it's a wreck. Thank you all, and I will see you next time. Bye. Check this out, look at where he is. Food time. Did I say the magic words? Yeah, don't tell Grace. She doesn't need to know. Oh, here she comes. Grace got a haircut. There you go. And you smell a little bit better too. Yeah, good girl. All right, bye.